Hi everyone, I'm Ray and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are making a healthy version of a broccoli cauliflower salad. And when I think of a broccoli cauliflower salad, I think of bacon bits and grated cheese, and this recipe has none of that. But it is so delicious, so stick with me because I think you're going to really like this recipe. And I am telling you, this recipe comes together so quick and it is so easy. You're gonna make it a summer staple, I'm pretty sure. I have a problem digesting uncooked broccoli and cauliflower. So what I like to do is I like to steam the broccoli and the cauliflower, which is what I've done here. So I've got 2 cups of broccoli and 2 cups of cauliflower. Both of them are steamed. However, if your body has no problem digesting raw broccoli or cauliflower, this recipe is equally good and even a little bit more crunchy if you don't cook the broccoli and cauliflower. So the versatility of this is that you can go either way. It can be either be cooked or uncooked broccoli and cauliflower. In my case, it's cooked. So again, 2 cups of the broccoli and 2 cups of the cauliflower. And all I've done here is turn them into bite-sized pieces. 2 cups of each, so we've got 4 cups going on there. And then I have made this delicious dressing, actually. So this is a dressing that consists of chosen avocado mayonnaise. So it is a healthier version than, say, a Best Foods or a Hellmann's mayonnaise. And then I'm using half of the amount. So it's a half a cup of the avocado mayonnaise, and then it's a half a cup of this Fage non-fat Greek yogurt. So I've got a half a cup of each, and then I've got 2 tablespoons of organic red wine vinegar. And so we're just gonna mix that in and get a good stir going. Whisking it would be fine also. So either way, but you just wanna get it combined. And then that's the dressing that we're gonna pour over this. Now the other ingredients are very simple. It is 1/2 of a red onion, and it's diced fairly small. And then it is a 1/4 cup of raisins, but these raisins have no added sugar. So it would seem like all raisins would have no added sugar, but that is not the case. So make sure when you're buying your raisins that you're looking for a package that says no added sugar. You're gonna see sugar in it because raisins have sugar. So sugar is okay as long as it is not processed added sugar. And we're not using a ton of raisins anyway, so it's not like we're going crazy here. And then the other ingredient is 1/4 of a cup of roasted sunflower seeds. And I like to use a brand called Top Seeds. Here's the package, and I buy them online, but they are delicious. This actually is a blend of sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. The recipe calls for sunflower seeds, but I had these, so that's what I'm using today. And then the only other thing we're going to add is we're gonna give a little bit of sweetness to the dressing, and we're going to do that by using a tablespoon of date paste. Now, if you follow me, you know that I have date paste on hand, and I substitute it a lot when I'm doing baking, but there are certain dishes that I like to add the date paste to, and this is one of them. It also adds a little bit of thickness to this concoction we have here that I'm calling a dressing. Okay. And then that's it. Those are all the ingredients. We might add a little bit of salt and pepper. I've got it ready here. But look how quick this comes together. So quick. This is a really good dish for potlucks and parties. It's a nice salad, and you can use it as a main dish, or you could serve it alongside a grilled chicken. And then all we're gonna do is toss it together, put a little salt and pepper, and then we're gonna leave it in the refrigerator probably for 30 minutes just to give the flavors a chance to blend together. And now that we've got it stirred, we're gonna just put a lid on this and we're gonna pop it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, and then we'll come back for a taste. We have our beautiful salad that we've removed from the refrigerator. It's been sitting for about 30 minutes. And I didn't put any salt and pepper on it before I put it in the refrigerator because one of the friends that I'm serving is really keeping an eye on their salt intake. But I do have salt and pepper here, and I have it on the side. So if people want to add salt and pepper to their personal salads, once they put it in their bowl, it's available. So it's up to you. If you're not watching your salt and pepper, then go ahead and put it on before you put it in the fridge, because that'll have, give it a chance for those flavors to combine with everything else. So I didn't do that because of the situation with my friend. So, all right, so that's what we're gonna be tasting today. I am gonna add a little pinch, and the salt that I'm using is a Redmond's mineral salt, and then this is just a pinch of organic pepper, and I'm gonna just stir it up real quick. And that's it. Now, I think when I was talking about the ingredients for the dressing, I don't think I mentioned the Dijon mustard. There is a hint of Dijon mustard in that dressing as well. So, but don't worry, I'll give you the recipe so you'll have all the ingredients. The time in the refrigerator also gives the raisins a chance to kind of plump up a little bit. So if you don't let it sit, your raisins will tend to be a little bit harder than normal. If you let it sit, the moisture from the dressing is gonna plump up those raisins just a little bit, and that's actually how I like it. So let's see how it tastes. From the time that hits my tongue, it tastes delicious. So we've got crunch from both the cauliflower and the broccoli. Now you remember I steamed mine, but I didn't over steam it. I just steamed it for a moment. And in fact, I didn't mention, but cauliflower and broccoli, besides all the vitamins and minerals that they have in them, they're a cruciferous vegetable, and they have a property in them called sulforaphane, which is really good for your body. So when you cook the broccoli and the cauliflower, it does remove some of the sulforaphane from the food. So if you can eat it raw, you get more nutritional bang for your buck. You're still getting nutrition whether you cook it or don't cook it, but you are getting more nutrition from it and more sulforaphane if you don't cook it. But if your body's fine with raw, then I would leave it raw, because not only is it easier, but it's better for you that way. So again, I'll leave the recipe down below. I forgot to mention, some people have asked me about these t-shirts that I wear, and they are available for sale. They have my logo on the back, and then they have these high vibe, usually health inspired or movement inspired, or just high vibration sayings on the front. So if you're interested, go check those out on my website. I'll put a link below for that. And then, you know, I was thinking about the date paste, because a lot of people don't have date paste on hand like I do. Now, I highly recommend that you have date paste on hand, because it's such a great substitute for any kind of sweetness that you may need in any kind of dish. I mean, this is a savory dish and we put some sweetness in it. It's great in baked goods, but I like to have it on hand. And so I'll put the link for the date paste recipe down below. Now, if you don't have date paste, you can use dates, but if you're gonna go to the trouble of using dates, you may as well just make the date paste. You know, that's how I look at it. If you choose just to use dates, you're gonna have to soak them for a little bit, and then you're gonna have to chop them up in a food processor to get them to a smooth consistency. And again, that's why I like to have the date paste on hand, but totally up to you. So I hope you are going to try this recipe. It is such a good treat, and it's so easy to make. Bon appetit, everyone.